top of your foot here. You want to pretend like there's a wall or something here, and you're hitting with the arches of your feet. So you're hitting and then coming back, hit and come back. So it's really strong, and I'm coming down through my toes, my arch, and then down to my heel, back into this first position. Okay, so that's why I'm holding on to something sturdy here so that you can keep your balance. We're going to do 30 of these. Here we go. 30, 29, 8, 7, 26, 25. Really think about trying to hit that wall out there with the arch of your foot. 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's go to the other side. 30 right here. And 30, 29, 28, 27. Trying to hit that wall. 17, 16, 15, 14, 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. So again, you should definitely feel those shins working. Okay, so now that the shins are turned on and everything, we're going to start to stretch the feet. So I want you to come up onto releve. We're going to bend forward. So I want you to think about pushing the heels forward this way. So heels are pressing forward, and then we're going to stand up, all the way up onto the toe, so the heels are really high. And you're going to do that by, the shins are turned on, so the shins are lifting. You're going to pull your thighs up and make this nice long line all the way up through the legs, and then slowly lower the heels down to the floor. So you're going to come all the way up high onto those toes. Push your knees forward. Sit so that your hips are right over your heels. You can see in the video you're right over those heels. And I'm pushing my heels forward this way. So you're going to feel a stretch underneath your foot. Press it forward. Lift it all the way up. I want you to use those quads. Lift up here. Lift up through the calves, all the way up through the leg, and then lower down, okay? So we're going to do 30 of these. This is going to work on stretching the feet and also working the calves and the legs to get them strong so that you can really extend energy out through the toes when you're doing your splits. All right, here we go. And 30 and lower, 29 and lower, 28, 27, 26, 25, you're going to feel that nice stretch, 24, 23, 22, 21, and 20. Pull that lower belly in, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 14, 13, 12. Make sure you're hitting each spot all the way up, all the way down, all the way up, all the way down. Good. 10 and 9 and 8. I'm going to turn those quads on as you elevate all the way up. Turn those calves on to help lift those heels up. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good, we're going to come back into that arch hold. We're just going to try to hold here. Really think about pressing those heels forward and stretching those arches out. Let's just hold here for 10, 9. Don't worry about trying to balance, because once you balance, your heels kind of pop back. This isn't for balancing. This is really to stretch, so you can use that countertop or whatever you're using. Good for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come all the way up and release. Good. Now we're going to take the foot. So we stretch the bottom of the foot. Now we're going to stretch the opposite way. I want you to just practice pressing the front of the toes forward. So you're just going to press the arches into the floor and then try to come up. Feel that stretch. And then forward and up. Let's do 10 of these. Here we go. 10 and up. 9 and 8, 7, pull that lower belly up. 6 and 5, 4, 3 and 2 and 1 and up. Good, let's go to the other side. So when you're stretching here, you should be thinking about the pressure going more into your big toe and second toe as opposed to out on your pinky toe. It feels good to stretch out there, but we're really trying to stretch more of this inner arch here. So just make sure that you're putting the pressure down into your big toe and second toe. Here we go for 10 and up. 9, 8, 7, 6 and 5. Good. 4, 3, 2 and 1. Good. So you can start to practice if you really want to stretch it out. You can start practicing by kind of putting that foot behind you and stretching forward like this to really stretch out those toes. You can come onto releve and practice both sides. So my right foot is significantly more flexible than my left. I can feel it here. But then eventually you can work your way up to going on your toes. And don't do this unless you're really experienced or you really work your way up, but you eventually want to try to work all the way to a nice straight line on those toes and on those arches. So that's something that you can work towards. Don't feel like you have to do it right away. It took me a long time to be able to get all the way over into those toes. Okay, so we're going to bring our feet together. We're going to do a nice forward fold. We're going to stretch out our calves now. So let's take ourselves all the way down and just release the head, grab onto opposite elbows, and release here. So we're just going to hold for about 5 breaths. You're more than welcome to pause the video and hold for maybe 2 to 3 minutes. I definitely suggest doing that. So if you have the time, press pause and then come back in about 3 minutes. All right. Otherwise, we're going to take 5 breaths right here. Grabbing onto opposite elbows. Breathing deeply in through the nose and out through the nose. And one more breath. Just noticing where you are or how you feel in your body, and then slowly roll yourself all the way back up to the top. Good. Now I want you to grab your lacrosse ball. And this is some really cool stuff here. So a lot of times when there's tightness in the calves, tightness in the hamstrings, which can carry all the way to the back, it actually starts in your feet. So rolling your ball out, or your foot out on a lacrosse ball like this is so important. I started doing this in my ballet training. It was part of our training when I was a professional ballerina. We had to roll out our feet after practice. So what you do is you have the lacrosse ball and you take it and you just move it underneath that big band that goes across your foot. You're going to feel it immediately. You're going to feel that it's super tight. You're going to feel that there's definitely points of pressure, those little sharp points that are very painful that I can feel. So you can just start by rolling back and forth like this, really slow. Find a spot that's a little, that you can just feel that knot, and then just hold it there. So let's do 2 places together. Let's find a spot and let's just hold it for a few seconds. Breathe. Try to let the breath calm you down. It hurts for me. It's probably hurts for you at home, especially if you wear uncomfortable shoes. It's definitely gonna hurt. Or if you've never even done this before, it's probably definitely gonna hurt. All right, let's find one more spot and hold. Breathe into it, so really breathe deeply in. One more time. Breathe in. And breath to exhale that tension out. Good, so you can take this ball and then you can continue to move it to the middle of the foot, and then you can take it to the outside of the foot. You can roll it around right there on the bones, on the arches, and everywhere. So this is a really great tool for you to have in your foot. Now I want you to just place your foot down on the ground, and then just notice the difference between the foot that you rolled and the one that you didn't. The one that you rolled should feel a lot more rooted into the floor, right? It doesn't feel like there's any blockage. Like I feel like this foot that I just rolled out just feels really connected to the floor and so much more loose. So hopefully you feel that at home too. It's an amazing feeling to be able to ground your feet in the floor and just loosen up that tension. And again, this tension in your foot could be traveling all the way up through your whole spine. So the whole body is a whole unit, it's a chain, it works together. So lots of times if you have lower back pain or tightness in your hamstrings, it could be all the way down from your foot that it's happening. So it's not for certain, but that sometimes is the case. Okay, let's go to the other side. Let's pick a spot. Ooh, there's a spot for me right there. Okay, let's hold for a couple breaths. So let that breath calm you down. Every time you exhale, you're releasing tension. Just remember that when you're inhaling, you're bringing new breath to the area. You're bringing a new release, a new sensation. Good, and let's find another spot, and let's hold. Breathe, use that breath. Good, and then let's roll out the rest of the foot. So just roll, really pressing into it. Roll on the middle of the foot now. And then let's roll on the outside of the foot. Let's roll the ball of the foot. And then you can even go all the way on the inside of the foot there. All the way through. Oh, there's a little spot right there for me. Let's take one more breath. And exhale, good. Place the foot on the floor and then just notice how different that feels and how good it feels to be grounded and nice and loose. Okay, we're gonna head down to the mat and just bring your lacrosse ball with you.